Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo and welcome to my scrapbook table. Today's video is very different than the others that I have done. I went to a crop Friday and Saturday, and I decided I was not going to film during the crop. I wanted to use my time Friday and Saturday to make progress on my pages. I'm in the middle of two big projects that I'm working on, and I'm getting close to finishing, and I really wanted to do those and a few other pages. So I just didn't film. But what I decided to do was do a quick, well, it's not as quick as I would have liked probably, but do a quick review of my layouts and show you what I did, share a bit of my journaling and my thought processes. So let's see, I have a stack here. Some of these are single page layouts, some are double. This page, I created two pockets here, and some of the paper is Vicki Boutin. Some of it is, is this dotted background that's gray on the other side is from a Simple Stories collection called Claus and Company. At the crop, somebody was selling it for, I don't know, not very much a sheet, and I bought all that she had of this color. And I've already used about 6 or 7 of them. Anyway, these are photographs of students who graduated 2 years ago, well, a year and a half ago now. And I also paired them with thank you notes from them and their parents and some other students and parents. If you're a teacher, you know how meaningful it is to get a thank you note from a student or a parent. And these two guys were very special to me. So I wanted to document that on a layout. And my journaling in part says, teachers aren't supposed to have favorite students, but we do. In 2022, 2 of my favorites graduated, and I miss them so much the next year. I was so proud of, and I named them. I love that I got to watch them grow into wonderful young men who I genuinely enjoyed. Because these 2 boys, when I had them as freshmen, they gave me a run for my money, so it was really nice to watch them grow up. And for the sake of their privacy, I went ahead and covered their names and faces. But if you have a teacher who you appreciate, even if it's been 20 years and you have a way to get in touch with them, send them a quick little thank you note. It would mean the world to them. This is a page about my husband's job. He's worked there since August of 2005. He started in the machine shop, and then it tells about the different jobs he has been in when he was there and his job now, and the changes that have happened there and things. I cut this title out on my silhouette, which that could be a whole video in and of itself, because I have finally figured out the trouble I was having with it. I would like to have a picture of him at work right here, but I'm never at his work to snap a picture, so someday if I get one, I will put it there. And the sketch was from a Creative Memories handout that I had from a crop a while ago. The cut file is from MK Gun, and I just inked that up with a few different distress oxides. I came across this quote a week or 2 ago, and I saved it in my phone. It says, "True love is when both people think they're the lucky one." And that made me think of my husband. So I wrote here, Dan and I have been in love for over 40 years, and while I prefer the word blessed to lucky, this quote is a good representation of our relationship. I took these photos on vacation. We took them with a selfie stick, but this will go in our regular album, not our vacation album, because it's more about us than a trip. Also, I did this page for a challenge on the Scrapbook Nerd online shop when they were having their fall crop. And the challenge was to use a fall themed collection for a summer themed page. And most of the papers on here came from a fall page kit that I purchased quite a while ago. Okay, now this will be in my vacation album from this year, our cruise. This was saying farewell to the Bahamas. I have a cut file here. I do not know where I got that cut file. Most of the papers, like this 6x8 and these little pieces, this 6x8, came from Heidi Swap's Sail Away collection. The background is an old Stampin' Up! travel themed paper, and actually behind this 6x8 paper on either side is the Eiffel Tower. So it's certainly not a beachy themed one, but it was travel themed and I liked it. I don't love this title. I actually may end up doing something else there. I haven't decided. To me, the pink and the green just don't work. It's the wrong green. It's not a corally colored pink. So I'll have to think about that. This is also in the Bahamas. This was Perfect Day at Coco Cay. When I pulled out this map from that day, Coco Cay is the island that the cruise line owns. And I remember that I had these very bright stickers. They're not flat stickers, but they're not puffy stickers either. I'm really not sure what they're called. But it made me think of these stickers, so I decided to put them on this page and get them all used up, and I did. I was really happy about that. The pink paper is, I think, from Bo Bunny, and so is this one. I don't know where the back, this chevron stripe is from. But there's not much journaling on here. There's actually no journaling on here because there's plenty. I lied. There is journaling on here. Wrong page. It says, from my journal, we were on the beach and in the water by 9 a.m. The water and sand were lovely. There's nowhere I'd rather be than on the beach enjoying the water. After moving away from a very loud woman using a ton of profanity, we had a relaxing, enjoyable day. After lunch, we went back to the ship, cooled off in the nearly empty solarium pool, and took a long nap before dinner. I used a die from Echo Park to cut out these little Viewmaster wheels, and the paper was a scrap I had from a previous project that I had inked up using a bunch of different distress oxides. So there's that one. Okay. This page is about Fort Fincastle in Nassau in the Bahamas, and then I just put the extra photos here on this pocket. Most of this is from Creative Memories. This border is from Creative Memories. The stickers are from Creative Memories. I just kind of pieced things together. This was also Creative Memories, this red and white and with a little tiny bit of bluish gray in there, that border. Not the same kit as the others, but it was also from Creative Memories. I love that these trees that bloom so beautifully. I need to look up the name of those. I did know it, but it has left me. So that was Fort Fincastle. And then on the flip side of this, and in the album it will be like this, is this page of John Watling's Distillery. On this page I did a little bit of mixed media with the packaging technique using some Stampin' Up! Ink and Distress Oxides. I cut these barrels on my silhouette. I wanted the title here, but I didn't have another photo that would go here, and I'm not happy with this. I may end up moving my title and printing another photo from the internet that I could tuck in there. My journaling reads, while planning this trip, I read that John Watling's Distillery offers a free tour and makes the best non-alcoholic pina coladas around, so we decided to visit when we were in Nassau. I wouldn't call it a tour, more like a walkthrough with signs to read, but it was interesting to see how they make rum even though we don't drink it. The line was long, but it was well worth the wait to get our ice-cold drinks, and yes, they were as delicious as the travel blogs said. This was from Nassau in the Bahamas. This paper is from Elizabeth Craft Designs. I printed the title and my journaling. I'm really happy with the title. I wish I had used a smaller font for my journaling, but that's okay. Done is better than perfect. I like that, now that I'm looking at it, I like the black mat behind my photos. I put some of the history of the Queen's Staircase here. This is an old sticker that I've had this scallop down here for a long, long time. This little piece where I did a little handwritten journaling. has been in my stash for years, and I used my Creative Memories Border Maker punch for this piece. This page, this was also from Nassau in the Bahamas. My title is Too Hot. Let me check on the back because I jotted down. Oh, the sketch is from Scrapbook Generation. It was a free sketch by Debbie Sanders. And the papers are Paige Evans' Splendor collection. My journaling reads, if I were planning this trip again, I'd have booked a tour instead of doing it on our own. Our lack of familiarity and the difficulty in getting a map, combined with the heat, made for a less than ideal day. It was 90 degrees with 80 to 85% humidity, and I'm sure it was even hotter with heat reflecting off the streets and sidewalks. We came across a local man selling ice-cold Coke. I wish I had a picture of him, and Dan bought me one. The gentleman noticed that I was too warm, and he said, "Oh, it ain't even hot yet." We all had a good laugh, and I took a few minutes to sit in the shade and savor the cool Coke. I combined the Paige Evans papers and chipboard stickers with some rub-ons from Simple Stories. I don't know what collection they were. And then at the end it looked a little plain, so I just took my black pen and doodled around the edge there. Okay, and this last group of photos are from, or they will go in our album from last summer's vacation, which was out west. So I started out this page. This has some postcards on it. I bought some postcards because there were some places we couldn't go on that trip because flooding had happened just about a week before, devastating flooding. We didn't even know if we were going to get to go. We were very, very relieved that we were able to go on most of our trip as planned. We couldn't go to the Lamar Valley, which is where we would have been most likely to see wolves. So I just put a postcard here. This is Simple Stories Safe Travels collection. And the little metal pieces, I believe, are from Tim Holtz. There's also a few little pieces on here from a Vicky Booten sticker page. Here is another page of postcards. We did not get to go to Mammoth Hot Springs, again, because of the flooding. We did see Old Faithful several times, but of course not a view like that. And similarly, I just have these because these are photographs I never could have taken. We did get to see this waterfall, the lower falls of the Yellowstone of the Grand Canyon, and this is the famous Grand Prismatic Spring. This sketch is from the Scrapbook Nerd, again, their fall crop. This was one of the sketches they offered. The materials I used are mostly Simple Stories Vintage Lakeside. And I love this sketch. I like the 4 photos covering the center with a little bit of embellishment. So I'm thinking I will use that setup again. I do like that. In this album, I am including some 6x12s. So this one will be the division in the album from Yellowstone to the Grand Tetons. I have a tag here that I made. I do need to put some twine in there. I didn't have any with me when I was at the crop. The wood pieces I made when I was taking a class from MK Gunn and Janet. I think it was last year. I'm not sure. Anyway, I love them. They were fun to make, and I'm thrilled that I got them on a page. These letters were actually pink, and I just used an alcohol marker to make them a color that worked. This is a Creative Memories border that I cut in half, and I made a couple layers of trees for behind it with a punch. And this will also be in that page, or in that album from Out West. This paper is Elizabeth Craft Designs. The gold and black and white come from a Heidi Swap package of embellishments that I got at Tuesday Morning a while ago. These other papers, not just the bright blue, but the other blues and grays, are from Elizabeth Craft Designs as well. This wheel I got from a swap a while ago. And there is not much journaling here because there will be lots of pages with a lot of journaling from Grand Teton National Park. I loved both parks. If I had to choose one, I would probably choose the Grand Teton simply because you can stay in one place and easily navigate and see almost the entire park. Yellowstone is equally amazing, but it was just more work to plan and execute. These last 3 pages will go in the albums where I keep older family photos. I work on those at random whenever the mood strikes, and often when I want something different to work on. So I pulled out these photos of my mother's nursing school graduation. In the title there that I am pointing to says February 1969. Something I read later said January 1969, so I'm not really sure. The white paper there is actually a cut-apart page from Teresa Collins. It's pretty old. I think 2015, something like that. Some of the papers are Creative Memories, Summer Denim, and that sunshine in the top is Summer Denim, and the pocket down, or the little image down there. I also used some pieces from an old Stampin' Up! Collection. I added these doilies. I don't know where the background on the left comes from. I did go ahead and put my original photos on here. For a while I had been making copies, and then I decided I just wasn't going to do that anymore. This is the safest place for them anywhere in my albums. One of my goals over the next year or two is to, at the rate of 1 album a month, scan my albums and create electronic copies. That way there's another copy of these if something were to happen to my albums. And I mean, when I'm gone, I don't expect that my kids are going to want to store my 40 or 50 or however many albums there will be by then. And so I just decided I'm going to scan them. That way the photos are preserved, the history is preserved if somebody is interested someday. But it won't take up so much space. So I love these pictures of my mom's graduating class. And then behind those pictures will go this pocket page where I have put her yearbook from the nursing school class. The papers and a couple stickers are from Vicki Bouton's Storyteller collection. I sat down and read through this a while ago, and it was so touching. It is such a treasure. All the ladies who were in the nursing class signed it. Some of her teachers signed it. I am mentioned in there because my mom was pregnant with me, so they were all my honorary aunts. And it showed me a side of my mom that I never knew before. Her little biography in there says that she sang in weddings and was the class treasurer, which if you knew my mom, you would know how funny that is. But going through here was like a little visit with my mom again, and I love this book. I'm so glad that I have it. Well, thanks for joining me for this different video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and have a great day. Thanks.